Hello everybody, welcome to this C++ video tutorial. Now, in our last two tutorials, we were able to talk about what functions are. Now, this time around, we want to talk about functions that uses parameters or formal parameters. Now, when we talk about parameters, parameters are like placeholders in functions, or they are extra information that the function will need to work with. So let's get on the ground and do something practical so that we can understand actually what we are talking about. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to build a program that will tell us the age of a cat, and this time around we are going to use a function, and this time around we are not going to leave the parameters empty. I mean, the parameter list is not going to be empty, but we are going to put in a variable which will be the former parameter. So quickly, let me declare another function, and that one I'll use double. I'll call my function dice, and empty parameters and my body like so. Now this is how we created a function to print out just a simple statement in one of our tutorials, but this time around we are not going to leave our parameter list empty. We are going to put in here a placeholder, or let me say a parameter of a formal parameter or whatever in this parameter list. So I'll put in a variable which is double as a data type. I will call it age. So what I want this function to do is I want this function to only see out something. So I'll say see out, and what I'll say is the cat is, then the age of the cat will come here. Remember, the age is in the parameter list over here, so I'll type age like so, and now all I'll do is, let me say, years old, and leave a space for that end line. Okay, so this is a function, and the name of the function is dice. It has a formal parameter which is called age. Okay, and now what this function is doing, now when we check the body, what the function is doing is printing out the cat is and the age of the cat. Okay, and as you see, the age is over here like so. So now when I come inside my main function, and whatever age or whatever value double integer I place inside the function is going to print it out over here. So let's see something. I call my function, and you remember that we call the function this way. Okay, so let's try building and running this and see what we are going to get. Build and run, and as you see, I have an error on line 10 over here. This is because now when you look at this function over here, the name of the function is dice and it has a parameter. Okay, but looking at how we've invoked the function in our main function, you can see that we have the name all right, but this time around we are not supposed to leave it empty like so. This is because we have a placeholder in here, and we have to treat that variable as such. We do not have to ignore that variable. Okay, so we have to keep something in here that will represent this variable so that it goes ahead, and when it's performing its task over here, it prints the age out. So whatever age I'll put in here is going to print out here like so. So let me put in 10 first, and now let me build and run, and right now I have no errors. So as you can see, the cat is 10 years old. When I keep in 20, build and run, is going to say the cat is 20 years old. This is because I have a function, I have a parameter, and I'm placing a value here to be this placeholder for this. Okay, so I have dice, and as you know, I have the dice over here, and this bracket is the placeholder for this variable. And remember, this variable is printed out over here, so whatever I put here is going to print out here. I can also use string like string, and with string it means I can keep in words here, and if I want to keep in words I need the double quote like this, and I can type 10. Let's build and run, and it's going to say the cat is 10 years old. Okay, so that is it for functions that uses parameters, and I'm ending this tutorial over here. Don't forget to meet me in my next tutorial. It's going to be real fun. Bye bye.